In the remote hills of West Virginia stood a quiet mining town called Bluffs Creek. For years, life was simple. Coal miners leaving at dawn, children running near the tracks and women lighting lamps every evening. But on October the 17th, 1907, everything changed. Rail workers arrived with the morning supply train and froze. The town was silent, unnaturally silent. Doors stood open, food was left half-eaten. A kettle boiled on a stove still warm. A child's toy lay in the street. But every single person, all 300 residents, were gone. No screams, no footprints, no bodies, just emptiness. The sheriff arrived at noon. He walked through the street slowly, listening, breathing, trying to understand what he was witnessing. Inside one home, the table was set for breakfast. Chairs pushed back suddenly as if people stood up in the middle of a conversation. In another house, a diary lay open. The last sentence read, "There's something in the woods tonight, watching." The ink was still wet. Deputies searched the coal mine next. They found helmets on the ground, pickaxes dropped mid-swing, and carts left in the middle of the tracks. It looked as if the miners simply vanished in one breath. The Bluffs Creek schoolhouse was the most disturbing scene. Small shoes neatly lined up, notebooks open on desks, a chalkboard message, "Recess in 5 minutes." But outside the playground was empty. Swings moved slightly even though there was no wind. On the last desk, teachers had written attendance. 16 names. All present, all missing. The sheriff whispered, "How can an entire school disappear?" Investigators reached the far edge of town, where the forest grew thick and dark. Here they found something new. Strange marks on the ground. Not footprints, more like deep circular impressions. As if something huge, something heavy had moved through the earth. The marks led into the woods. Dogs refused to follow. They growled, trembled, and backed away. One deputy said softly, "Whatever came here didn't come on 2 legs." As night approached, the rescue team camped near the abandoned church. Wind echoed through the empty buildings. At 1:14 a.m., a sound came from the woods. A low, humming vibration. Not human, not animal, something mechanical. Then the ground shook lightly. Just for a moment. Deputies stood up, torches ready. The humming grew louder, closer, then suddenly stopped. The forest returned to silence. But one tree near the mine entrance now had fresh, burn marks on its bark, as if touched by heat or electricity. The next morning, search teams found someone, a single man, a coal miner, sitting on a rock near the creek, staring blankly at the water. He was alive but barely conscious. His clothes were torn, his hands shaking. When the sheriff asked, "What happened?" the man whispered, "Bright light, a loud pulse, and then everyone disappeared." He pointed toward the forest. It came from there. Search teams entered the woods, following the miners' directions. They found a cave hidden behind thick vines. Inside, the temperature dropped instantly. Their lanterns flickered. Radios went dead. On the walls, strange symbols were carved. Not Native American, not modern, something ancient. And deeper inside the cave, another discovery. A giant circular pit, perfectly shaped, perfectly smooth, almost like a landing zone. The sheriff retrieved the town's only telegraph device. The last recorded message sent minutes before the disappearance. Read, "Unknown lights in the sky, town gathering in fear, something approaching." Then a final line, "It's above us." After that, silence. Within 48 hours, federal agents arrived. The cave was sealed. The town was declared off limits. Maps were edited. Railroads diverted. Bluffs Creek was erased. Locals were threatened never to speak of it again. The lone surviving miner died a week later. His final words, "They'll come back." Even today, no one knows what happened in Bluffs Creek. No mass graves, no migration records, no trace of 300 people. But hikers report strange lights in the woods, phones dying suddenly, and hearing voices whispering near the abandoned tracks. Some say the town didn't vanish, it was taken. And every year on October the 17th, the forest grows completely silent, as if remembering, as if waiting.